Okay. So we're going to start the presentation in a second. I just kind of want to tell you what I'm here to do tonight. So first off, I see a lot of names that are familiar. You guys are using Teamzy, which is the CRM software that I created, which is awesome. So I'm excited to see you guys here. Thank you for showing up. Tonight, what I'm going to teach is my system. So before there was a Teamzy, this was the system. Now we built Teamzy to facilitate that system. So that'll make sense to you as we go tonight. I'm going to explain to you kind of the philosophy and the principles on how to build our business and how to create those relationships, and all the things that, the software was designed to help you do. So you guys will, for those of you who've never seen me talk today, you're going to understand how to build a business at the end of this. I'm also going to take a little time at the end to talk about the upcoming Teamzy Bootcamp, because a lot of you, after watching this training, may be very interested in becoming masters of the system I'm showing you, and I'll give you an opportunity tonight. I'll go through, what we do in Bootcamp, what's included, and then at the end we'll do a Q&A. So I want you guys to know that we'll do a full Q&A, so you can ask me anything. It can be about the content tonight. It can be maybe something you're struggling with. Maybe it's specific about Bootcamp, but I will be here to do the question and answer at the end. Okay, so let's get started and have some fun. I see people coming on, so let's just dive right in. Okay. So tonight's topic is how I consistently generate new customers and recruits and build a reliable income. My entire system revealed. One disclaimer I want to give out in the beginning for those of you people who don't know me is that I am no longer a network marketer. Just so there's no conflict of interest. Teamzy is my main business. I support you guys and teach you guys, just so you guys know. So I'm speaking about my experience, but it's not current, so don't worry about that. So let's talk about what we do. Here's my goal tonight. Tonight, I'm going to teach you how to consistently create new customers and recruits without getting rejected. Okay, you're going to feel like you have everything organized and under control, and you'll have more time because you'll know exactly what to do each day. Also, you'll feel great knowing that your business is making reliable income, and you'll never have to worry about where the leads are coming from, okay? And you'll feel more confident having conversations because you're not approaching people in a salesy way. Another word I like to use is icky. Okay, and if you stay till the end tonight, you'll get my 10 proven follow-up scripts. Okay, these are what I use to follow up without being annoying. And it'll be a nice little clean little PDF that you can have. You can share it with your team. It's all good, and I'll be happy to give that to you guys. So let's talk about who this presentation's for. Specifically, network marketers and direct sellers. Also, people selling any type of product directly to other people. People who are just starting out in the business. So if you're new, don't worry, you're in the right place. For the seasoned veterans, those of you who've been doing this for a while, there's going to be some great content here for you tonight. For team leaders, people with large teams, I want you guys to tune in too, because we're going to be dropping some nuggets for you. Busy moms, busy professionals, basically you, okay? This is for you. You guys are in the right place. I guarantee all of you will walk away with some content and some action steps ready to apply into your businesses. So in the next 45 minutes, this is what you'll learn: how to generate customers and recruits like clockwork. Okay, even if you don't know very many people or you're just getting started in the business. Okay, also how to effectively build relationships, starting conversations, engaging your prospects, and transitioning to a sale without damaging your friendships. And I'll also teach you 2 little Facebook Messenger tricks that help follow up and convert. Okay, so you'll know what to send, exactly what to say without being annoying. Very few network marketers even know this stuff. In fact, I don't think anyone but me is teaching this. Maybe some of you guys who have been good pupils have taken some of these principles and shared them, which is great. I want you to. And I'm also going to show you my 3-step system. This is what I use to do all my income producing activities in less than 1 hour a day. See, that's the whole point, right? Some of you guys know I wrote a book called Power Hour Boss. That's what I want you guys to become, our Power Hour bosses. We can do this all in less than an hour. I'm also going to teach you how to grow your downline fast, help them succeed, and be the team that they want to join. I've got a lot to teach in the next 45 minutes. But before I teach you how to grow your business, you need to know about relationship marketing. Okay, relationship marketing. A couple of important reminders. For this to work, you've got to have a heart to help others. Right? And I often say, if your heart's not in the right place, this system is not going to work. Relationship marketing is for people who have a heart to serve others. If that's you, stay on the webinar. Also, I do suggest you turn off your phones unless you're watching me on your phone, because we have a lot to cover. I don't want you to get too distracted. Take some notes. Okay, if you weren't planning on taking notes, take a second, go get something to take notes down on, because what you'll learn today, you're going to want to apply into your business. Okay. So about me, for those of you who haven't met me, my name is Eric Johnson. I help busy network marketers build their businesses. I've been a professional business coach for the past 19 years, helping people build their business based on relationships, the system I'm going to show you tonight. I'm also the founder of Teamzy, a top CRM with over 100,000 network marketing users. Some of you guys are using Teamzy. Bless you, by the way. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here. Some of you maybe just been invited by other friends who have come across my trainings in the past. Over the last 4 years, I've trained over 100,000 direct sellers personally from my home, just like this. How cool is it? From top companies like Rodan & Fields, Beachbody, Juice Plus, Isagenix, Plexus, Lavelle, Unique, Singular, many more. I think we've got 80 plus versions right now of Teamzy. My story, just so you guys know a little bit about me, here's a little shot of my family, at least some of them, not everybody's in that picture. I was trying to figure out how to build my business in 1 hour a day. Okay, now I had been teaching principles for 19 years, but getting into the network marketing industry, I was just trying to figure out how to do it quickly and efficiently. I wanted a way to stay in contact with all of my relationships without having to spend all day planning or thinking or trying to figure it out, right? I wanted a way that I could follow up seamlessly on interest so that nobody ever fell through the cracks, which we'll talk about this in a little while, but this is the biggest issue with our business is people falling through the cracks. How many of you have had great people fall through the cracks, right? So you got to have a system. All right. So this is what I want to talk to you about. I'm about to teach you what took me over 16 years to learn and was refined through trial and error with thousands of different coaching clients. Okay. As a professional coach, I just tried stuff out. And then as things worked, we refined it. The system I'm going to show you today was refined by all those volunteers, which is great. Okay. And given time, I'm sure that you could figure all this out too for yourself, but instead I'm just going to make it easy for you and just show you my system. Okay. Here is a warning though. I do want to give you guys this bit of warning. What I will show you goes against what is most commonly taught in direct sales. Okay. I get messages all the time from people who have been through Teamzy boot camps or who have connected with me on social media that say, look at this script my corporate office just sent me. Should I use this? Because they're understanding that what is being taught to them is not really what I'm teaching. That's okay. That's okay. There's different strokes for different folks, but I'm going to show you my system that works for me and for everyone that works with me. It will most likely contradict what you've heard from upline leaders too. Okay. And some of your upline leaders may be really receptive to learning this. Some won't be. And I apologize in advance for any conflict I caused between you, but you're still listening to me, so you might have the right heart for what I'm going to show you. They may even warn you about things like, hey, don't try to reinvent the wheel. This is the way we've always done it, right? But I just want to encourage you and know that there is a different way to do things. So let's talk about this. Why relationship marketing? Why relationship marketing? I love this quote from Mark McCormick. He once said this, all things being equal, people do business with a friend. Okay, all things being unequal, people will still do business with a friend. This is what, look, I've been teaching this for years and years and years. Right now, I'm at home. You're at home. We're in self-isolation. In some places, self-isolation. In some places, I'm in Southern California. We are in state-mandated isolation. This crazy pandemic is all over the world. People are scared and freaked out. This was true. This quote was true when he said it 20 years ago. It is more true today than ever before. People want to do business with someone they trust and that they like, period. And when the dust settles and we come out of this pandemic and we're back to normal, whatever that's going to look like, I guarantee you is that people are not going to tolerate disingenuous, salesy tactics anymore. They're going to want to be around people they know care about them and people they feel good about, right? Which is why what I'm going to teach you tonight is more relevant than it's ever been before. I want you guys to understand, to be successful, you don't need to be salesy. You don't need to be icky. You don't need to be spammy. Okay? So let's talk about relationship marketing. What is it? Relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. People matter more than anything else. The reason why in direct sales, people are so skeptical is because most people practicing this business, they put the sale, the recruit, ahead of the person. and people feel like they have a target on their back, right? With relationship marketing, the people come first. All right. And by the way, this is not an abstract feel-good concept like we're all going to hug and sing Kumbaya at the end of this call tonight. It's a proven system. We know exactly what we're doing. We know what's coming next. We always know what to do next in the system. Okay? So get this concept down. Relationships are your duty. Some of you guys understand duty really well. Relationships are your duty. And the main difference between relationship marketing and the traditional approach to this business is this philosophy that developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. Developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. It's not profit, it's not sales, it's developing relationships. Okay? Here's a great stat. People are 4 times more likely to buy when referred by a friend. 4 times. So what we do in this business, in this model, relationship marketing, is we seek to serve first. Seek to serve first. We have these great Teamzy t-shirts that say serve first on the front of them. What we do in relationship marketing is we serve first and we serve and bring value first. Okay. By investing in relationships, people are much more likely to do business with us. And they're more likely to recommend their friends and family to us too. Okay. See, when we build relationships, you guys, it's not just one sale. It could be thousands of sales. It could be thousands of sales. You never know. Let's just compare motivations. One motivation, my motivation is helping others. My other, on the flip side, financial gain. The person who wants to help others says, I have a great product that I want to tell my friends about because I believe it will make their lives better, versus someone who says, I'm going to just tell everyone about this product so I can make a living. Whichever one is your primary motivation, people can tell. People can tell. Again, for this to work, what I'm teaching you guys, your heart has to be in the right place. Your heart has to be in the right place. Relationship marketing is not simply selling products to your relationships. Okay, that's backwards. Again, we build relationships first, and we serve customers in such a way they become walking, talking billboards for our business. Okay? By investing time and providing outstanding service, we turn prospects into advocates. Let me just say that one more time. By investing time and providing outstanding service, we turn our prospects into advocates. An advocate is worth many more times a sale. And here's just one concept I want to lodge in your brains as we move forward in this. Somebody who says no to you, who's not interested in your product or your business opportunity, can still become a great advocate for your business. They can still recommend other people to you that need your help, and they will do it in relationship marketing. When you invest in that relationship, they will bring people to you left and right, by the way. In fact, recommendations are more influential than we think. 82% of Americans say they seek recommendations from friends and family when considering a purchase. Now, look, I know we've got people from all over the globe, but people are people. I don't have the statistic in your country. It's probably higher than this. It's probably higher than this. In a lot of communities, it's even higher. People seek recommendations before they consider a purchase. This is why building trust and building relationships is the most important thing a business can do. So don't run over your relationships. Don't do it. The traditional old school approach is just to blast your list of relationships with cold messages and invites, hoping to take advantage of the existing relationship to get a sale. You guys, listen, everyone's done this to you. Everyone has had this done to you, right? It didn't feel great. A lot of you have done it because you've been encouraged by successful people. This is the way to do it. And you felt kind of weird doing it, right? Hey, check it out. Here's my link. That does run over a relationship. So I want you guys to know this destroys trust. Destroys trust. Any trust you built with that person, it's gone as soon as you do that. It damages the relationship, and it leaves you and your friends feeling icky. Okay, there's a better way. So let's just kind of compare this. The whole going for no idea, the idea that you're going through your list, assuming most people will say no and you might get a few yeses, versus relationship marketing, where you're building relationships and getting introduced to people, okay? So going for no. First off, it's completely self-centered. It damages your personal relationships. It drains your energy, right? Who likes to be rejected? I don't. And it gives the industry a bad reputation. This is why we're struggling against a bad reputation, because of all of this just going for no stuff that's been happening over the last 30 years. You also end up wasting time on a lot of leads that go nowhere, right? Because people are just running away from you. Versus relationship marketing. Or you save a lot of time because you're working with people who are already bringing you business and are excited about what you're doing. It's enjoyable because you're not going through rejection. You're going for yes instead of going for no. The rejection thing's not happening. Also, it's focused on repeat business and long-term relationships, which means that your business can sustain itself without having to beat the bushes constantly for new leads. And finally, it's more genuine and caring. Anybody vote for that one? That's enough for me. It's more genuine and caring. It's enough for me, honestly. Okay, so let's talk about this. How to create advocates, which is another way to generate introductions. That's one of the things that we're going to do. We're going to create advocates and generate introductions. As you invest in relationships, they are more likely to introduce friends and family to you. I know these concepts make sense, right? Don't worry, I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty of how to do it. And the best part is when somebody introduces you to somebody else, that person already trusts you because their friend trusts you, right? Isn't that true? So you don't have to go through the whole process of someone being skeptical and all this. They trust you already because their friend does. Do you guys realize that 85% of new business, not just in direct sales, but all business comes from word of mouth? 85% of business. Most people put all their energy and their treasure and their time into that other 15%. The latest social media frenzy, the latest thing that I can buy, the marketing plan, whatever. Whereas learning how to get that 85% of business that's already happening word of mouth, how to generate that proactively, that's what matters. Does it make sense? That's what makes sense. Who would you rather work with? A cold lead, somebody that you're meeting randomly on Instagram or wherever you're meeting them, Twitter, whatever, versus someone that's introduced to you? Remember, the cold leads, they're low quality, meaning you got to go through a ton before you uncover a gem. They're already skeptical. They don't trust you. You have to build trust with them. I'm not saying never do it, but just understand your first goal is to build trust. It takes time. You'll waste a lot of time on people who go nowhere, which, again, because they don't know you, they don't trust you. Whereas an introduced lead already has a measure of trust. They're much easier to close because of that, right? They already know what to expect because somebody's told them about you. They end up being way more loyal too over time. Instead of wasting time, you're creating an army of loyal advocates who are more likely to refer you again in the future to somebody else. So let's talk about this. Conceptually, it's all great. Let me teach you the components, the system of how to build a relationship marketing system into your business. There's 6 components. Number 1, first piece we're going to talk about is trust is everything. Trust is everything. Number 2, we're going to talk about getting your lists organized and prioritized. Number 3, we'll talk about starting conversations daily. It's crucial, starting conversations daily. Number 4, we'll talk about how to invite and share appropriately. Okay, how to invite and share appropriately. Number 5, we're going to talk about following up like a pro. And number 6, always create introductions. Always create introductions. The 6 components of relationship marketing. Let's dive in. Trust is everything. Component number 1, trust is everything. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Okay, what I like to say about this is, in other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Okay, and some of the stuff that we've been taught for the past, 30 years, nobody's changed their tune in 30 years in how they teach this business. It's disingenuous. Think about why. I'm sure a bunch of you were skeptical at the beginning about direct sales, network marketing. And I know you've come across people who are skeptical. Think about why. The traditional way of doing this was to invite a friend to coffee or lunch, and then while you're having all the niceties are happening, you whip out like a presentation sheet and start pitching the business to them. It was a bait and switch, made people feel betrayed. It eroded trust. Nowadays, we teach people how to hide their business from their social media platforms and try to trick people into being interested so that we can do the same thing. We can pull out that presentation. I want you guys to throw away all those ideas. Relationship marketing depends on trust. You can't do anything disingenuous if you want to build trust. You got to throw that stuff out. Now, here's the good news, though. When you're building trust, when you have trust makes the work fun. You don't have to convince people or sell them or trick them. You can get right to helping them. Trust takes the ickiness from the sales process. There's no more feeling like an icky salesperson because you've built trust with somebody. That's not an issue. You don't come across that way. And you get to go for yes. Forget the going for no stuff. You get to go for yes. I don't like rejection. That's probably why I spent all those years figuring out this system. So there's 4 essential ingredients to building trust. I'll teach them to you really quickly, and then we'll go on to the next piece. But to build trust, you need all 4: chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. Okay? Chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. These are the 4 things you do that build trust with people. So let's break them down. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Look, bottom line, people, remember the Mark McCormick quote we talked about a little while ago? People want to do business with someone they like. So find chemistry, find what you have in common with people. Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. Look, no offense to those of you who do this for a living, but there's only a few occupations where we don't mind not liking the person. It's like our attorney. We don't mind if we don't like our attorney if they're really good. Brain surgeons. There's a few categories of people where we don't mind if they're a jerk. Mostly, we want to do business with someone we like. So find chemistry, build rapport. First thing you need to do to build trust is find out what you have in common with people. Ask questions, okay? Build rapport with people. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and you are relatable. Okay? Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Some of you have heard me talk about character. Some of you haven't. So let me just explain the most important piece of this. You don't have character. Character is something you do. It's an action you take. It's a decision you make on a daily basis to demonstrate care for others. Your character and how you take care of your customers, how you transact your business is just as important with how you drive your car, how you treat other people out in public, how you treat the people who serve you in the world, how you put away your shopping cart when you're done with it. Sorry, that's just a personal crusade I'm on. Please put away your shopping carts. I hate them dinging my car. If you see people who can't put away a shopping cart, by the way, here's a little side note for character. Maybe because they're elderly or handicapped, or maybe they have a small child they don't want to leave alone in a baby seat. Go put away the cart for them. Help them out. Oh my gosh, it's going to lift your spirits doing it. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Since you are your business, it's 24/7. You need to be thinking about this. You need to be thinking about this. How am I showing care for others? This goes through to how you post on social media. Is this about me or is this helping my audience? Character. Think about it. It's important. It's important to you that you do business with people and businesses of character. Be intentional about demonstrating yours. Competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. 2 pieces to this. The first one is, do I trust you to help me with the problem I have? Right? Are you knowledgeable about your product? Do you understand how it solves problems? Are you even listening to me to find out what my problem is so that you can prescribe a solution for it? That's how I become your customer, by understanding you're competent. Number 2 is, do I believe you're competent enough in this business to join your team? Do I believe you could mentor me in this business? Are you showing me that? How would I know? You have to be demonstrating your competence constantly. Now, look, some of you are new, and that's okay, and you don't have the competence. And what I am not suggesting is that you pretend to be competent when you're not yet. That's okay. Don't fake it. You've heard people say, fake it till you make it. Do not fake it, because the trust, you can never get it back. What I want you to do when you're new is lean into your mentor's competence, your upline's competence, your team's competence. Let people know, hey, I'm learning. Oh my gosh, I've discovered these new products. They're amazing. I'm learning all about them from these amazing people. Tell people about their competence and let people know, like, hey, if you have questions, I'll connect you. So lean into your team's competence. Same thing with the business. You know, when I started my direct sales business, I didn't know a thing about it. But people trusted me because they trusted me personally. They knew what I had done career-wise, and they had a good feeling about me. And I was able to tell them, hey, I'm connected to people who know what the heck is going on. Let's connect together to them. But it's important that you're demonstrating competence. Okay, one last thing on this for you newer people is I want you to start sharing your journey to competence, right? Hey, I just learned this. Did you know this? Hey, here's another great thing about this, okay? As you're learning stuff, let them know. Whether you're learning about nutrition because you do a health and wellness company, or whether you're learning about how to apply makeup because you sell makeup. I don't care. Share what you're learning and how your journey to competence is happening. Okay. Now, before I jump to number 4, let me just give you this principle, which kind of underlies everything. When people are going to do business with you, they only care about three things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? This is what people really care about. And when they feel good about all these, you just might have an advocate. When they're not sure the answer to these, you will get objections. That's kind of how you take the temperature of your relationship, and just keep working on those relationships. So number 4 is consistency. Being consistent is the most effective way to build trust. How many of you guys have raised kids? Yeah. Is it true? Totally. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. You got to be a consistent product to your product. You want people to buy your products? You got to use those products consistently, right? And show how it's changing your life or helping you. You got to be consistently sharing your journey. People need to know that you're doing it, that you're sharing it, right? Posting on social media, things like that. You got to be consistent. You want people to trust you. You know, there is one more way. Here's the principle on this. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Look, when you're doing these things, when you're becoming a product of the product, when you're consistently sharing on social media, people start to watch and they respect it. People respect consistency so much they want to be around it. Not only does it help build trust, but it will draw people to you and your team over time because they want to be connected to what you're doing, to the mission you're on, to the community you're building, right? Here's the important piece, though, that I want you guys to really ask yourselves this question. Are you consistently in touch with the people you have relationships with? Are you consistently touching people? You know, posting on social media is great. It's an important piece of this, but are you connecting with people one-on-one? And probably not, which is why you're listening to me, or some of you need to be constantly reminded of this. But this is where the rubber hits the road, because people won't see you. People won't believe you until they see you. You know, how many of you have ever said, I'll believe it when I see it? This is the way people are. People don't believe you till they see you. You're up there posting on social media. Oh my gosh, join my business, join my team. I'm looking for 5 amazing ladies to mentor. Well, if I said that, people would think it was weird, but that's a common post, right? Join me. It's going to be great. Great. It's fun to watch. People are watching you like you're a TV show, but they do not believe you are inviting them until they hear from you. Why would they think that? Maybe you haven't talked to them since high school. This is why it's so important, guys, to not just post on social to whoever may be watching, but to connect to people individually, because relationship building is a contact sport. That means you need to be in contact with people if you want a relationship with them. In fact, if you ask me, Eric, what's the secret to building the business of my dreams? I would say figure out everybody you've ever met and stay in contact with all of them. But I don't want to overwhelm you. I know your time is scarce. That's why I'm going to show you my system for organizing this chaos so you understand it. But I want you guys to get this principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Now, just really quick on this. Let me see here if I can let me just go big screen for a second. Some of you have heard me talk about this analogy, but I think it's really powerful. Think about for a second time that you received like a beautiful card or letter from somebody you care about, right? And in it wasn't just a pretty card that they got at the store, but there was a handwritten message just to you. And when you read that message, it was like, oh my gosh, just like warm oil on your heart. How many of you guys have ever received a great card or something like that from somebody you love? Now think about this for a second. Did you keep the card? Do you have a special place where you have a stack of cards like this that you've saved? Of course you do. We all do. We can't part with them. They're so valuable and precious to us, right? In fact, a lot of times when somebody we love passes on, we save those cards and letters, don't we? We treasure them more than any of their possessions. And it's amazing how the lingering impact and the value of that over time is. Now, this is another example. Have you ever received one of these? This is a birthday postcard. This says happy birthday, and it's to me. It's from my life insurance salesperson. Is it nice to receive something like that from somebody? Is it a nice gesture? Yeah. Is this going to be saved forever by me? Is this going in a special place? How many of you guys would save this? No way. You'd throw this away, right? This is not going to be my son's bookmark in the family Bible after I'm gone, is it? Oh, it was nice that his life insurance salesperson thought of him. No, this has no value. Now, what's the difference? Now, let's go back to that principle. Investing time and connecting with someone is the only way to deepen a relationship. This required no investment of time. Didn't take any time. So it doesn't have any value. It doesn't have any value. The other piece of it is it's not personal. It was a bulk mailing. It was no investment of time. It wasn't a personal connection. It was to a crowd. So I don't value it. Just a little side note, when you have people trying to sell you like automated marketing systems, just remember that postcard analogy. Because if you want to deepen a relationship, which is the key to building business, you got to invest time and invest personally, right? Automated marketing is impersonal and requires no time. People don't value it. People don't value it. Now, do you think my life insurance sales representative gets a couple of policies a year sending out that postcard that probably pays for it? Yeah. Is that how you want to build your business? Is that enough to build your business with? Probably not. So remember this principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen a relationship. All right, let's keep going. Component number 2, get your lists organized and prioritized. Get your lists organized and prioritized. You cannot be productive when you feel disorganized and scattered. Can I get an amen? You cannot be productive when you feel disorganized and scattered. No more random pads of paper, notebooks, complicated spreadsheets. Forget that. Okay, forget that. You need to get one list with all your contacts. Okay, wherever you have them, get them in one place. Have a system that leverages your time so you can become a power hour boss. Okay, have a system that leverages your time. And you must use a CRM. That's a contact relationship manager. Okay, it's a type of software. Teamzy, of course, is the best. Absolutely. You can see behind me the sign on the wall. You know where my heart is. But you got to have a CRM. Trying to do this business without a CRM working for you is like drinking water from your hands. You can get your thirst quenched, but you are going to spill more than you drink. Some of you relate because you feel like your business is like that now. You're spilling more than you're drinking. You got to have a CRM or you're wasting all that energy. What we're going to do is once you get your list with all your contacts, we're going to prioritize relationships. We've got to prioritize the relationships. You cannot prioritize your time until you've prioritized your relationships. Why is this? Because of the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results come from 20% of your relationships. 80% of your results come from 20% of your relationships. Now, you may not know who those 20% are to begin with. So I'm going to teach you my simple prioritization system, which it will vary over time as you learn more about people, but it's a great place to start. So just understand this. You should be connecting more often with your best people. You should be connecting more often with your best people. Okay. I don't mean that some people are more good than others. I mean, the ones you have the best relationships with. Okay. All right. So here's my simple system. I use a 5-star rating system, just like everything in your life is rated 5 stars, right? That makes it easy. So for me, a 5-star, this is somebody I connect with every 30 days. And there's somebody that I would say is most likely to become a customer to join my team. 5 stars every 30 days. Okay. These will also be your best friends and closest relationships. Look, let me be honest with you guys. Connecting with somebody every 30 days is really often. And it's going to be very awkward if you don't have a great relationship with these people, right? So you're not going to have that many 5-star people. You just won't. A 4-star person I connect with every 60 days. Every 60 days, just connect. And this is somebody likely to become a customer or join your team with a little bit of nurturing, right? So you're not quite as close to these people, but they're still warm. So every 60 days, you're going to reach out to your 4-star people. A 3-star person is every 90 days. Now, 80 to 90% of all the people you know will be 3 stars. I just want to say it again. 80 to 90% of everyone you know will be 3 stars. This is somebody who could join your team, could be a customer, or not. You don't know. You just don't know, right? They're people you know. That's it. They're people you know. And you're going to start reaching out every 90 days consistently, and your goal is to build a relationship. I'm going to give you guys some how-tos in a second on how to do that. And then my 2 stars are every 120 days. Do you guys see how easy this is? 5 stars is 30 days. 4 stars is 60. 3 stars is 90. 2 stars is 120. Okay. And what you do with your list is you just kind of give it the star ranking to start just from your gut. And then over time, you move people up and down as you go based on the responses that you get, okay? And then 1-star people, this is somebody you don't want to market to. You're just keeping their contact information in your system just because you need it for some reason. Okay. So once you get to 1-star, you're kind of like in storage. Okay. So that's my system. 5 stars, super simple. Can you guys get that? Pretty easy, right? Okay. Now you need an easy and reliable system to keep your list prioritized. A way to do this. Okay. So of course I'll show you my favorite tool later, but you just need an easy way so that you can know that your 5-star bucket, your 4-star bucket, your 3-star bucket, and so on. All right, so you've got that part. Prioritize the list. Now let's talk about component number 3. You need to start conversations each day. Start conversations daily. This is key. You got to start conversations. Now, reminder, cold invites and conversations, and often friendships. Okay, cold invites and conversations, and often friendships. I love this. Freddie, my design guy, put this emoji in. I love that he's rolling his eyes because that's what people do when you cold invite them, don't they? Isn't that what you do when you get a cold invite? You roll your eyes. Oh, here we go. So just a reminder, there are 3 things wrong with the go for no approach. The idea that we are just going to blitz everybody and make them an offer and see who bites. 1, remember, it's completely self-centered. It's about what you need, not about what they need. How could it be about what they need? You've never even asked them or found out what they need. You're just sending them a solution to a problem they may or may not have. It damages your personal relationships because of that. And it gives our industry a bad reputation. 3 things wrong. Now, I mean, again, we talked about this before. With relationship marketing, it's different because we're investing in people. We're not feeling icky or getting rejected. It's more genuine. It's more caring. And I'll even tell you this, you get better results too. So let's talk about what we need to do. When we're creating conversations, starting conversations daily, I want you to just focus in on what's on the screen right now. Get into the make someone's day mindset. Okay, get into the make someone's day mindset. Not the I'm going to sell or I'm going to talk about my business, but just how can I make somebody's day today? Quite simply. Okay. And then what I want you to do is set a daily goal for prospects, customers, that's people that are current or past. Okay. And distributors on your team and hit it consistently. So what we're going to do with this goal is we are going to make these people's day. Okay. So for an example, maybe you're going to reach out to 10 prospects and make their day, 6 customers and make their day, and 4 people on your team and make their day. That is how you build a massive business. Kind of sounds fun too, doesn't it? Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Oh, how do I do it? What am I going to say? How do I message this? I feel dumb. I feel silly. Don't worry, I'll help you with it. Okay, I'm going to help you with it. I'll give you a couple of examples. Just start with a simple message. Okay? Here's an example. Hi, Jay, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. This little workhorse of a script has served me so well, and so many of our team's users so well. Look, it's got everything in it. It's got a friendly greeting. Just stopping by to say hello is a nice way of saying, don't worry, I'm not about to shove my business down your throat. How are you? Because I actually care about you. And well, wishing them well. Hope your day's awesome. Little smiley emoticon, whatever. Look, this is the kind of message that people will respond to and thank you for. Okay? All right, so as we're connecting with people, we just want to start by sending them a make someone's day message. Okay. And by doing that, they'll respond, which gives you a chance to have a conversation. We'll get a little bit more into that in a minute on how to have that conversation. But it gives you the opportunity to have conversations with people, right? Which will lead to the opportunity to help them. Now let's talk about staying in consistent contact with your customers. This is really important. Most people in our business, even people who have been doing this a long time and have a large customer or past customer list, they tend to neglect this list. It's super important that we stay in contact with customers past and present. Okay, there's 3 big reasons for it. Number 1, so they think of you as the expert. Your goal is for them to think of you as the expert in the problem that you solve. Okay? And you do that by being in touch. Number 2, when you're in regular contact with customers, they buy more product and they retain longer. They buy more product and they retain longer. This is a statistical fact. All you have to do is stay in touch and they retain longer and they buy more product. Okay. Number 3, they will bring new people to your business. Okay. They will bring new people to your business. If you've been doing this for a while and you've got a large customer list, it's a gold mine. You're sitting on top of a gold mine. That's how you grow your business. Now, if you're new and you don't have that many customers, it's okay. We're going to get you some new customers, and you're going to know out of the gate how to handle them in such a way that they're going to want to introduce you to people. Okay. In part 6, we'll talk a little bit more about how to get those introductions. But I want you guys to understand that connecting with customers and distributors on your team is equally as important as prospecting. It's equally as important as prospecting. Connecting with your teammates is important too, because the relationship to you and to the team is what keeps people going through the hard times. It's the relationship, the connection, and you want to build a culture for your team that's based on caring and friendship. And you start by being in one-on-one contact with the members of your team. Okay? You can't just rely on a Zoom call. You have to message people directly. Remember the whole thing about investing some time and connecting with people so that you can build that relationship with them. Okay. Number 4, the number 4 component of relationship marketing is share when appropriate. Share when appropriate. What does that mean? Well, that implies that there's an inappropriate time to share. So what we don't want to do is, remember, we don't want to shove our products or our business opportunity down people's throats who aren't interested. Okay? So let's rewind a second. You send somebody a nice message with the make someone stay mindset. They respond. Oh, thank you so much, Eric. Great to hear from you. And now you have a chance to ask questions and have a conversation. Ask questions. Pretend people get so caught up on having online conversations. Pretend you ran into each other at the store when we're not in a pandemic and you actually talk to somebody at the store. What would you say? Ask them questions. Okay. Find out what's going on in their life. Get an update from them. Find out what their wants and needs are. And people will tell you, if you talk to somebody for more than 5 minutes, they'll tell you their wants and needs. Listen, ask questions. And then you can invite them into a solution for their problems once you understand their wants and needs. Look, if you're in the weight loss business, you can't just go up to overweight people and say, I have a solution for your obesity. How would that go over? How would that go over? It wouldn't go over well, would it? Not only that, you would portray yourself as somebody who's kind of mean. But if you're talking to a friend who's overweight and finding out what's going on in their life, and they say to you, could you help me lose weight? Now I can invite them into a solution for their problem because they have expressed to me what they need help with. Does this make sense? So when you're inviting people into a situation where you're going to share your business or share your product line with them, you want to make sure that they've shown some interest, and you want to make sure that you are listening so that you can create a solution for their problem. Okay. Now, just really quick, I don't have a lot of time to go super deep into this, but I'll just tell you what's always worked for me is when somebody's talking to me, I use these words. I say, send me an update. Tell me what you've been up to. Send me an update. And so my goal is for them to just tell me about what's going on in their lives. Right? And then you ask questions to keep them going. Oh yeah. And how are your kids? What are they doing? Blah, blah, blah. And people will give you an update on their life. And then what you do is you give them an update on your life. Okay. Here's what I've been up to. Here's how we're dealing with self-isolation during COVID-19, whatever. Part of my update, part of what I'm telling people about my life is that I have a home-based business. I don't know if I told you that I started my own business 5 years ago. Here's what's happened. This is what I've been doing. And it's been the best thing ever because. So you're going to share with people what you're doing and why you are so passionate about it. What you're doing and why you're so passionate about it. And when you share that with people, they're always going to be like, wow, good for you. Okay. And if they're very enthusiastic about it, just ask them, would you like to learn more about it? Okay. Would you like to learn more about it? And if they say, sure, now you've got a chance to go deeper in that conversation, uncover their wants and needs, find out their goals, and then offer a solution that they might be interested in. Okay. That's the way we do it. That's the way we do it with relationship in mind, helping people in mind. Does it make sense? So I want you to set a daily goal for shares. This is where you actually get the conversation to a place where you share a product solution with somebody or you share a business opportunity with somebody. I want you to set a daily goal for shares. Let's say it's 3 a day. Okay. So if you rewind to my connect goal, which is just to make people's day, I had a goal to talk to 20 people or message 20 people. So now I've got a goal to share with 3 out of 20. Okay. And then once I've shared either a product solution or my business opportunity, I now put them on a follow-ups list. See, because I'm not just staying in touch to build the relationship with them at this point. Now I have actually shared, and I'm going to follow up like a pro. Okay. And those who are not ready for a share because we've had a nice conversation, it just didn't go there, they didn't express interest, maybe they told me they're not interested, no problem. I'm going to continue connecting with them over time, right? Based on their star rating, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days in the future, I'm going to connect again. Over time, I'm going to build trust and build the relationship. Okay. Make sure that you are tracking this. You got to be tracking your shares. You got to be tracking your follow-ups. And I'm going to share my system, of course, in a bit that is pretty awesome. Okay, you got to be tracking these things. So an example of a typical day, what I've been sharing with you. Let's say you're connecting with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 people on your team. That's 20 connects. You're just sending a quick message. Okay, 30 minutes. Our goal is out of those conversations, let's say 50% of them respond. Now you've got 10 conversations going. Maybe 3 out of those, you get to share something. And then you put them on the follow-ups list. By Friday, if you did that 5 days in a row, by Friday, you've got 15 people on your follow-ups list. These are 15 people who now have interest in your business. You're not being salesy. They've given you permission now to talk about the business and follow up. Pretty cool, right? The other people that you didn't share with, you're just having conversations, you're just staying in touch with. Make sense? Component number 5, how to follow up like a pro. How to follow up like a pro. This is key, you guys. Super important. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up, which means if you're following up 3 or 4 times, you're missing out. You're missing out on most of your ability to help people. How many of you guys are following up 10 times? And it's okay if you're not. I mean, most people aren't. I haven't found, except for the people who've maybe gone through my boot camps and have been through extensive training with me, most people are not following up more than 3 or 4 times. But I want you guys to understand that you are missing out. Now, let's just talk about this because you're probably feeling like, gosh, if I followed up 10 times, I'd be the most annoying person on the planet. People would hate me. So let me just kind of shift your thinking on this. Do you believe in your product? Do you really believe in your product? Grant Cardone once said in one of his books that if you believing in your product means that you believe somebody who doesn't use it is going to be harming themselves, right? Like they're doing harm to themselves by not using it. How many of you guys believe in your product that much? The next question I have for you is, do you believe in your business opportunity? Do you believe it's an amazing opportunity for people? Do you believe you could help change people's lives through this? Okay. So are you here to help people? How many of you really want to help people? Like you're not just in it for a buck. You really want to help people. So if this is you, if you believe in your product, you believe in your opportunity, you really want to help people, I want you to shift your mindset. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Why is it? Because you cannot help them if 80% of the people won't make a purchase until you followed up 10 times, you cannot help them if you follow up 3 times. You don't get to. They move on. They don't ever get the product. You don't help them. If your heart is to really help people because you believe in your product and your opportunity, you need to follow up more. This is how you love people. This is how you help people. Your ability to follow up is how you demonstrate your love. Following up is an act of love. I want you to write it down somewhere, put it on a sticky note in front of yourself constantly to reshape your thinking. Okay? So let's talk about this. I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying, so don't worry about it. I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. Number 1, if you don't want to be annoying when you follow up, never ask them to do anything in your follow-up. They don't have to respond at all. They don't have to call you. They don't have to do anything. Don't ask for anything, okay? Number 2, keep your follow-up short, sweet, and written so that they can read the entire follow-up message without opening it, okay? They need to be able to read the entire message without opening it. In other words, no voice messages, no video messages. They need to be able to read it. Why is this? Let's just talk about the psychology of this for a second. When your message comes in, it's almost always at the worst possible time, right? They're busy right now. They can't respond to you. So they're not going to open your message. They don't want you to know they've seen it because they don't want to look like a jerk for not responding. How many of you guys do this? I don't want to open it yet because I'm not going to respond. But we are such curious people. We will look at our phone and try to read the message without opening it. Now, we really want to know what it says without opening it. That's why you keep it short, because otherwise they have the ... and they're, oh, man, now I got to open it to read the rest of it. So make sure you follow these two things. They'll always get your message. Look, they may not be responding or even opening your messages, but they will always get these follow-ups. They will always get the follow-ups. And each time you follow up, you reconnect them to your caring heart. Okay? And you're staying top of mind. So most people won't respond. Just so you guys understand, most people don't respond at all to the first maybe 5 follow-ups. So if you've had somebody amazing and you followed up and there was no response, and you followed up again and there was no response, and you followed up again and there was nothing but crickets, and you started wondering what's happening, that's normal. It's just normal. Okay? And what happens is most people give up before 5. So they never get anywhere with them. But they will thank you. They will thank you for following up after the 6th or 7th. Always, like clockwork, you guys. These things I'm teaching you work like clockwork, not just for me, but for thousands of people I've worked with over the years. It works universally. They will thank you they will thank you. Thank you so much for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. See, what happens is when you continue to follow up, you prove that you were telling the truth when you said, I'll follow up and I care for you. When you stop following up, you proved their suspicion that you did not care for them. See, you stopped following up because you didn't want to be a pest, but what you told them was, I don't care about you. That's the wrong message. It's the wrong message. Keep people on your follow-ups list until they convert or they tell you to go away, which they won't do because they're going to love your care. Keep them on that follow-up list. I want you guys to know 20% of the people will convert in the first 3 follow-ups. 80% will take longer. A month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. Just keep them on that follow-ups list and keep checking in with them. That's it. Every single month, people will come off the list and convert. Don't worry about it. Just stay in touch with them. And on their time, when you're present, they will be ready. Okay? You need a system that will make sure no follow-ups ever fall through the cracks. Again, I'm going to show you my tool in a second, which you're going to love. But you got to have this system. Again, people falling through the cracks, terrible. That's where we lose all of our leads. Come on, we don't want to do that anymore. Number 6, component number 6. Create introductions. Some people talk about getting referrals. I only put this here because it's something most of you have heard. Forget referrals. Forget referrals. We're going to create introductions. Reminder, 85% of new business comes from customer word of mouth. How many of you want to sit around waiting for that to happen? No, we're going to create it. I'm going to show you how. 82% of Americans say they seek their recommendations from friends or family when considering a purchase. Again, we're not going to wait for this. We're going to create it. There are 2 groups of people who will introduce you to others. This is the goal, is to build these lists so you can grow your business. One are your advocates. Your advocates. Advocates are people who are excited about your mission and they want to help other people find you so that you can help them solve their problem. An advocate may not ever purchase from you, but they may be excited about what you're doing and introduce others to you. Also, your customers. Now, customers can be advocates as well. Sometimes they overlap. Your customers. And by the way, when I say current, I mean all past, present, and future customers. Your customers. These are the people who introduce new people to you. Now, let's talk about this. Here's an example of planting a seed. Could you do me a favor if you come across anyone you care about that might need help with? What is it that you solve? How do you help people? Okay, so fill in the blank there. Would you connect them with me so I can send them some information? Or can you connect them with me because I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can? Okay, you plant the seed with people, even if they're not interested. That way they start thinking about, who else do I know that needs help from him or her? Remember, don't try to get referred from people. Get introduced. Get introduced. Because the hottest source of a new lead is your current customer. These people are thinking about you already. Why? They're already using your products and they love them. Think about somebody that you have right now as a customer that you love. Oh my gosh, how can I clone this person and get more people like it, right? They already trust you. They're using your products. And they're talking about your products to other friends and family. Think about it. People talk about something they like. They do it. So your customers are talking about your products to their friends and family already. So in other words, they've already got people who are ready to buy right now. Because remember, 82% of people make that purchasing decision based on the recommendation of a friend. Your customers already have people who are ready to buy from you right now. Okay. So you need to get introduced to them. So here's an example of how to do it. Super simple. Guys, don't overthink this stuff. It's super easy. The step one, though, that's not on this slide is you got to be in regular contact. We already talked about that. Here's an example. Take pictures of these screens if you want so that you have them, because I'm just going to go through them quickly. I know you've been really enjoying whatever the products are they're using. Can you think of anybody you care about that might be interested in learning more about that product? It's simple. It's super simple, right? Can you think, now notice the psychology of this. Can you think of anyone that you care about that might be interested in this? So what we're doing is we are actually planting the thought in their head of a specific person or people. Okay, next one. Great. And they say, yeah, I can think of people. Great. Great. Would you mind quickly introducing them to me so I can get them some more information? Okay. Don't say, well, make sure you give them my information. No, they're not going to remember to do that. Would you mind quickly introducing them to me so I can get them some information right now? Do it right now. Make sense? So you just ask them to do it. Whatever's easiest for you. Facebook Messenger, group chat, group text, group email. Just open it up and do a quick intro for me and I'll get them info and you're done. Nothing more you have to do. Thank you so much. Okay? Are you guys with me? That's how you get introduced. Okay, so let's talk about some action steps. You want to stay in consistent contact with your advocates and your customers, always planting those seeds. Always planting those seeds, talking to them, finding out what's going on in their lives, being in touch, investing in the relationship. And when they do come up with somebody, ask them to introduce you to them. Okay? Don't make them work too hard. Just say whatever's easiest for you. Quick intro. And then follow up like a pro, like we just talked about. You got to follow up like a pro. Those people they introduce you to, follow up with them, connect with them, find out their wants and needs, and serve them consistently over time. All right, so let's go through this quick review on this, and then I want to get into the next phase of this talk tonight. We're going to talk quickly about our boot camp, and then I'm going to take your questions. Leading with love. This system and review. You need an organized and prioritized list in a CRM. Okay. You need a daily targets for connecting with prospects, customers, and team members, building and deepening your relationships as you go. You need to share where appropriate and follow up on your shares like a pro. That's the system in review. Now, here's what's cool about this, and also getting your introductions, not referrals. And track it. You got to track it all so nobody falls through the cracks. You got to be tracking it. Okay. And again, here's a typical power hour. You connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 team members, 20 connects. Take you 30 minutes to send those messages. And then our goal is to create some conversations where we share 3 times out of our 20 per day. So at the end of their first week, you'll have 15 to 20 follow-ups on your list. That'll be an ongoing follow-ups list. That's the second 30 minutes of your power hour. So the first 30 minutes is connecting with people, reaching out, making their day. The second 30 minutes is working that follow-ups list. Okay, that's the system, you guys. Let's talk about how it impacts your team. When you lead with heart, your team will follow. When you lead with heart, your team will follow. Good friend of mine, we were talking the other day. She has been working with me now over a year, working on building her business. She's now almost the top rank of her company, making incredible income. And she told me the other day, I can't follow my team. I can't follow my upline because her heart's not in the right place for me. So I've had to create a new culture with my team that's separate. You don't want that. You want to lead with heart, have your team follow you. Also, you're going to attract trustworthy, caring people to your team. If this is what you're modeling, that it's all about trust and this is how we do it, we work from relationships, we work with heart, that's who you're going to attract to your team. You'll never ask your team to do something different or do something you don't believe in yourself. How many of you have done that? You've been like, here's the system, here are the dialogues from on high, this is what we're using. And meanwhile, you feel icky doing it. You won't have to do that with this team. Okay, so let's review a little bit. The past hour. How many of you would agree that this has been time well spent? I know I went on a few tangents, went a little bit over time. How many of you, this was time well spent? Okay, great. I see hands going up. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. I hope I brought a ton of value for you. And as you can imagine, I can't cover everything you need in an hour webinar. There were so many places I wanted to go so much deeper, but even if we had all day, I couldn't cover everything. Here's a great testimony from Suzanne. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. This is the person I was just talking about when I was talking to you guys. This is from gosh, when we first started working together. She says, Eric Johnson, you and your company are spot on. I cannot thank you enough. 3 years, a six-figure earner, and a team of over 3,000 now, and was still struggling with crazy written lists, a tried and failed index card system, no Excel skills. Seriously, Teamzy has been the answer I've needed. I'm going to show you Teamzy in a second, guys. Hallelujah. I could sing your praises all day. Our personal business is our number one priority, and you have helped me to finally have a productive power hour. Thank you. So the way I see it is you've got a couple options. You can, one, follow the old school approach of cold inviting, going for no, risking rejections, damaged relationships, and burnout. Some people can do this, and they're successful doing it. Option two, go it alone. This is what I did, and spend hundreds of hours trying to create your own systems to apply what I taught you today, which you could do because you've now got all of the philosophy, right? Or three, learn a proven system and leverage the ready-made tools that are already ready for you for creating a steady stream of new customers and recruits, and learn from somebody who's not only done it, but mastered it. And you do it all without feeling like an icky salesperson or being rejected. So what I want to show you tonight is the Teamzy Bootcamp suite. It's created to help you implement the pieces that I've showed you tonight on a deeper level and master them, right? It's a complete video tutorial program, including the CRM that you need to work the system, okay? So you can consider to consistently generate your leads and get more customers. Let's talk about it a little bit. Bootcamp is a 12-week step-by-step action plan. We're going to teach you how to keep your sales consistent by always having leads coming through your funnel. We're going to teach you to build relationships by staying connected and knowing what to say and when to say it. We'll help you follow up without being annoying and overcome objections. We'll help you build a team into a powerhouse, even if you don't have a lot of time. Okay, so this includes 13 training videos, clear action plans, and you've got the workbooks to keep it all organized and keep with you after the course is over. Here's a quick testimonial on Bootcamp from Debbie K. Boyd, who's an RFX Circle award winner with Rodan Field. She's amazing. She says, I've taken a ton of training to rise above the pack and fight for the tippy top of my company. And I will hands down tell you that this is some of the best drilling and training that I've received. I am so grateful to have committed at a time such as this. I didn't get started at the official starting point, and I was deflated about that and had a hard time getting motivated. But 3 days in, and I'm hooked, and I have plans of developing a habit that is going to help me be a world changer with these practices. The structure is so, so helpful, and I am so, so thankful. Here's somebody who's not perfect. She's a normal person. She got a late start to bootcamp, still had an amazing experience. She actually took bootcamp 2 more times after that. So let's talk about courses that are in it. Here's some of the course titles that you'll find in bootcamp. It's not a complete list, but here's some of them. We'll talk about how to increase your conversions by 80%, how to leverage your social media to build trust. This is one of my favorite topics. We didn't touch it tonight. But people think social media is a lead gen thing. It's really more about building trust. We'll talk about that more in bootcamp. How to get your current customers to bring you more customers. I'm going to go deep into what I kind of just glazed over tonight, which is how to get those introductions. I'll teach you how to move a great conversation into an invite. We'll teach you the whole transition on how to do it so it's smooth and natural. We'll help you meet new people. How do you meet new people? Some of you don't know that many people. You need to learn how to do that. We'll help you to identify future leaders on your team. Also, courses like overcoming objections with heart, right? How to, uncovering your why. There's just so many cool things. Now, look, if I just sold these as individual trainings, which some of you guys know I do it in Teamzy. We sell some of the trainings that I've done. If I sold these as individual trainings, they'd be worth $480 just for the training videos alone. Okay. Now, the next piece is you're going to use the Teamzy CRM. Now, those of you who've never seen the Teamzy CRM, here's a quick picture of it. This is a simple and easy to use software platform that does everything that I've been teaching you tonight. It organizes your list. It prioritizes them by the star ratings. It automatically tells you who's up today to connect with. It helps you track and log as you go so you don't have to go back and figure it out later. And it organizes, there's no more sticky notes or pads of paper or anything. It's all in one place, right? You'll be able to find every contact, customer, every conversation you've ever had logged in there. You'll be able to crush a power hour. This makes the power hour super easy. View and track all your leads, get your team motivated, and you can see your performance in there every single day, all the stats and everything in there. So the CRM is part of what you're going to do. You're going to work. It's going to be provided for you to work this system, to work this bootcamp, and the power hour module is built into it. Okay. I got a little demo here of the CRM. I'm going to skip this though. It's awesome. You can check it out. You go to teamzy.com, you can get a free trial of CRM. We'll skip that today so I can keep talking to you guys a little bit. The other thing that's pretty cool is I used to struggle with what to say. Now we build right into the Teamzy CRM a scripts library. The scripts library it's designed for, Facebook Messenger, text, Instagram, any type of touch point. I even have scripts on what to write in a handwritten card. It's in here for you. It's a collection of conversation starters for staying in touch, follow-ups, reconnecting. These are not sales scripts. These are not cheesy scripts, okay? You can also, this is what I love about the scripts library, you can create your own scripts and save them in there for later, so they're at your fingertips, which is pretty cool. So the scripts library, originally we're going to charge for, that's like $100 value just in itself. Knowing what to say every day, it's in there included. Also, with the bootcamp program, you get access to the ultimate mindset trainings. And we go through these during prep week of bootcamp. The ultimate mindset trainings teaches you how to connect, serve, and help people build trust, deepen relationships. There's some more training on relationship marketing, which we talked about today. It's going to help you uncover your why so you can stay consistent. How many of you guys know your why and you've got it written down somewhere? This is huge. You got to know your why, or else you're just treading water in this business. Also, we're going to help you set your game plan for success by writing goals. I know many people struggle with creating goals. So what we do is we teach you how to create your BHAGs, your big, hairy, audacious goals. We teach you how to create some SMART goals, and we teach you how to create a daily business standard, which is what you're going to actually do on a daily basis to get you to your goals. So these trainings bring you all through that, and you'll have access to those in your Teamzy CRM. These trainings alone be worth $297, right? And this is going to be included. Also, part of bootcamp are the monthly live coaching calls. Every month, you'll get a live coaching call led by myself and my personal mentor, Mike Lopez, who's one of the founders of Teamzy as well. We're going to come through and coach you guys live. Specific training on where you're at and based on where the group's at, what's needed. Right now we're in pandemic lockdown. Is our times different than they were a month ago? Yes. So our coaching changes with the times. What is the most relevant thing? It's also a great place for peers in the group to share ideas and for you to ask questions live from us on pretty much anything. There's for bootcamp also, you're part of a private Facebook group. Okay, and nobody gets to be in this unless they're in the bootcamp. This is where we share our best practices, new ideas, results that you're getting. You get to seek advice from us or from other peers, right? Also, you get to know other like-minded professionals. The private Facebook group is amazing. Plus, there's daily tips from Mike Lopez and myself in there every single day. And you'll have a success partner to keep you on track and hold you accountable, okay? Just realized I'm not showing my face. Let me show that to you guys real quick. I'm still here, see? This is huge. The success partner is huge. You got to have this. Without the success partner, we just don't do that much. So we help you find a success partner in bootcamp, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, depending on how you guys are wired. And that keeps you on track because otherwise you end up letting yourself down. But we tend to not let other people down. Have you guys noticed how that works? This is every successful person in the world has success partners in their lives. Okay, so this is a cool thing. Plus, you're gonna have access to me. You're gonna have personal access to me the whole time you're in boot camp through this Facebook group, which is cool. People ask me questions in there. I couldn't put a price on this. It's priceless. So let's go through everything you're getting again in boot camp, okay? So again, it's a 12-week training course. That alone would be $480 value. You're gonna get Teamzy CRM. That's an additional cost. You need to be subscribing to Teamzy CRM, okay? And also, you get the Ultimate Mindset courses. That's a $297 value. The Scripts Library, $100 value. 3 live coaching calls. If you hired us to do those for you guys, that's what it would cost you, $3,000 basically. And your private Facebook group. All of this, 12 weeks. The price is $297 US. I know some of you are in different countries. It's US dollars. $297. Less than a cup of coffee a day. Seriously. And Teamzy subscription is really inexpensive. It's $29.99 a month for a Teamzy subscription, which is our CRM program. That's less than $1 a day for the Teamzy. So if you're interested in checking out our bootcamp, this is your link, teamzy.com/bootcamp. Teamzy.com/bootcamp. Click on that. You can get more information on it from that page. Okay, I'm going to go through everything one more time, and then we'll do questions. If you have questions from any point, whether it's about bootcamp or any of the training I did, start loading into the Q&A, and I will answer them as we go, okay? So when I went through this, I had 2 choices. I could go cheap as possible and try to sell as many boot camps as possible, which really wouldn't incentivize me to stack as much value as I could, right? Or I could do one that required a little bit more higher investment, but in exchange, I could feel good about devoting more resources to guarantee your success. So obviously I went for option 2. And you guys, I know there's some people on this call who have probably been to boot camp. You guys can put up in the chat, let people know your results. Um, I love this one. I wanted to share you this testimonial because I think it sums it up. This is from Jill Prescott. She says, after 7 years in business, I had gotten to the point of feeling overwhelmed and frustrated with the go for no approach, using the typical prospecting language. The Teamzy Bootcamp has reawakened my ability to develop new and rekindle old prospects, helping me fill my funnel and enrolling new customers and business partners. I would highly recommend this bootcamp to anyone seriously committed to growing their business and leading their team to do the same. I was initially concerned about not having enough time for a 12-week training, but soon realized it wasn't something extra to do. It was exactly the income-producing activity, daily activity that I needed to be doing anyway. I can't wait to share what I've learned with my team, and will highly recommend they invest in themselves and their businesses by using Teamzy. Now, this Teamzy system is exactly what I wish I had when I started out. It would have saved me so much time with my family. Not to mention, I would have made a lot more money. In fact, the most common thing I get from leaders in this business is, man, where was this when I started my business? I wish I had it then. Now, for those of you who are interested in the bootcamp, if you sign up for it before this webinar ends, I'm going to give you a huge bonus. And that's this. You can have a private team call for you and your team with me hosting. I'll come on and train you. Now, what I'm going to do is, my goal is to inspire, energize, and re-engage your team. I'm going to come on. I'm going to bring them the thunder, as my old mentor used to say, bring the thunder. I'm going to come on with your team and get them on the same page. Teach them about relationships. Teach them about creating momentum in their business. And they'll also have an opportunity to ask me anything. So I'll do a live FAQ with your team. So again, if you sign up for bootcamp before the end of this call, you'll have that opportunity. Again, if that would be, to have me come do that for an hour, $497 value. Okay, that's what I would get to do a consulting call with you as a consultant. Here's another quick testimonial. Rob, who did amazing in bootcamp. He said, guys, please listen to everything Mike and Eric say and take it to heart. This system works. What they're teaching absolutely 100% works if you work this. And I love Kat's response. She says, totally agree. Not only does it work, but it's beautiful. I hated being pushy, made me feel dirty or something. But with Teamzy, I'm just wanting to bless, and that's truly beautiful. Plus, it works. Okay, so if all I did was get you to consistently generate leads and make sales, would that be worth it to you? We'll give you the tools to make you successful in 3 months, help you become a true leader to your team. Would it be worth it if that's all we did? Look, you can see why clients are happy to pay $4,000 plus to help their team succeed with the consulting gig. They learn the techniques and tactics so they can build their businesses from the comfort of their home. You can see why this would still be a great deal at $597. But of course, because you're amazing, you took time to be here. I know you're hardcore and you have the passion to succeed. The price is $297, guys. Again, a huge thing, 80% discount over what I wanted to charge for this. Here's a quick peek at kind of what's inside. The video player with the trainings. Again, some of the courses that are available to you. The CRM and Power Hour that you're going to be having to be able to implement everything I've taught you tonight. Now, last bit here. This is not for you if you're expecting a magic pill to sell and get more customers, because I can't promise that. I don't have a magic pill for you. You cannot expect results without putting in the effort. You got to put in the work. Okay. If you're a know-it-all person, if you're not coachable, this isn't going to work for you either. I've had some of those people in my boot camp. The hardest part of being a teacher is all I can do is give you the tools. Okay. But I will tell you this, if you follow the steps and do the activities, the results will follow. This has worked for network marketers, direct sellers, small businesses. People are doing it on the side, busy moms with a little bit of time, students from age 18 to 77, guys and girls. It works for everybody. So look, if you want to get started, again, it's $297 US. Here's the link, teamzy.com bootcamp, teamzy.com/bootcamp. Now what I'm going to do, hopefully that was helpful. I know a lot of people had questions. I know, I'm sorry I went through it twice. There was a lot to cover, but I just wanted to make sure you guys had all the info. Now let's dive into the Q&A. You guys have questions? Pop them in there into the Q&A, and I'll take those in a second. I'm just going to take a quick look here at the chat. Hold on, let me get out of here. It's not letting me. There it goes. I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat, see if there's any questions there, and then we'll do the Q&A. So just real quick here as we go in. Great. Loving it. Let's see here. First question I see, you said to connect more often with your closest relationships. Should you connect every day per your system, reach out to them more often? I don't think so. Or should you reach out more often than 30 days? So I don't think more often than 30 days is doable. I think it's too often. So here's what I'll tell you is if you start doing it that way, pretty quick, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, just talk to them. Okay. So that's why I set Teamzy at 30, 60, 90, 120. Now you have the option to go into settings and adjust that and talk to people more often if you want to. But what I found in 20 years is 30 days is really often. Okay. Does your system help us to determine who to connect with to begin with? Somebody asked. Okay, Marcy asked that. So the system, you put everybody that you know in there. Your close family and friends, all of your casual relationships, everyone you're connected to on social media, you put them all in there. Past coworkers, everybody, put them in there. Okay. And we're going to just connect to make people's day. It's okay. We're just going to connect to make people's day. And over time, it'll shake out who's going to be interested and who's not. If you already have Teamzy, there's a discount from Cheryl. So you won't get a discount on the tuition, but you're already paying for Teamzy, so that's already handled. So you just pay the $297 tuition to the course, and that's it. Okay. Someone asked, do we have a payment plan? We don't have a payment plan. I'm sorry, we don't have that. It's all at once, $297 all at once. Jen says, best tool I have for my business. Hey, Jen, it's been a while since I've seen you. I'm glad you were here tonight. Cool. Someone says, do you get the $29.99 Teamzy included with that, or is it $29.99 plus? Yeah. So no, so you get Teamzy for $29.99 a month, and then to do boot camp is an additional one-time payment of $297. Okay, great. Boot camp, Pam says, boot camp has changed my business, made it fun again, addictive, and has doubled my business from the start of camp. I love that. That's pretty cool. 3 months. Not only that, Pam, but Pam's in the current boot camp, which means it was these last 3 months, so she doubled her business. How many of you guys understood that this was a time where you could be doubling your business? Yeah, absolutely. Can the bonus team call incentive be postponed until we have a team? Sure, we can do that. Karen, you know where I live. You can find me. Wendy Livingstone, done and ready to go for another round. All right, Wendy, welcome back. I'm excited. It's been a little while since we connected. She's been in boot camps in the past. Cool. Karen says, how is this year's boot camp different from last year's boot camp? It's all context, Karen. It's the context is different. You know, the training programs that are in the video training programs are the same with one addition. I did an additional training on how to transition the conversation because people were struggling with that. So we added one since the last time. But it's the context, the times that we're in, how people are relating to each other, where we're at, you know, and that a lot of that comes through the live coaching and the way we shape our Facebook group. Okay. Again, if you guys have questions, put them. I'm doing the chat, but put them in the Q&A because that's easier. I'm just skimming through these because I can see there was a bunch here. In Teamzy, can you follow the Power Hour contacts? Can you group the Power Hour contacts together? Prospects, customers, coaches, and follow-ups. Can you have all the Facebook come up first, then text? Then it's time consuming to switch between different platforms to connect. Okay, so no, there's no way to do that in Teamzy. But here's the thing, Veronica. How much time is it consuming, honestly? How much time is it consuming? I did Power Hours in Teamzy. It's easy to do 20 connects in 30 minutes. That's switching back and forth. So I get it that there's a little bit of time, but I'm just saying like the efficiency that you gain in getting it done in less than an hour is pretty cool, right? And so what you can do is, you know, if you're using a computer or you're using your phone, you have all your apps open, you have them tagged. You know, if you put a tag on what they are, you see, oh, this is somebody I talked to in LinkedIn, boom. So you message them on LinkedIn, you toggle back. Next person's Facebook, that's open too. Message them on Facebook. It's pretty quick. Okay. Don't create in your mind obstacles that aren't a big deal. Good salespeople figure it out, right? We figure it out. So if you've got a small obstacle that's a little bit of annoyance, you know, think about all the stuff that's working well. Amy says, is it $297 in addition to the Teamzy base price? Yes, exactly right. $297 in addition to you need Teamzy to do bootcamp. You got to have Teamzy do bootcamp. They're two separate things. Get Teamzy, great, and then get bootcamp. Is there a monthly payment option? There's not. That's for bootcamp. There's a monthly payment option for Teamzy. It's $29.99. You can also get Teamzy for 12 months at a time and get a nice discount. Do you recommend adding thousands of people following me on Instagram? This is Veronica. I've only imported my personal contacts and Facebook friends since I actually know those people. No, I think you're right. That's a good place to start. And what I would do is rather than just, you can just bulk import your followers from Instagram, but if it's thousands, what I would do is maybe just start adding a few in each day as you interact with them, and bringing them in that way. You can't really manage thousands and thousands. You could manage 3,000 or 4,000 people really well in Teamzy. Okay, so you want to get it down to that, like your closest 3,000-4,000 people. What a great price, but it's a bad time for me. No work right now. I'd like to do this at a later time. Well, we'll keep the light on for you, Jason. You can do it another time. Okay. Again, you guys got to figure it out. You got to figure out what matters to you, what makes sense to you financially, where your priorities are. If you're ready to commit, we're ready to run with you. Marcy says, can you share any examples of someone who worked with Salad Master using Teamzy? I don't personally know anybody who's used Salad Master. So maybe you can go into the Teamzy community and post that question and see if there's some people in there using it. Jessica Frable. Hi, Jessie. She says, I'm in my first Teamzy bootcamp right now. And I'm using it to focus me. And using it to focus me has completely changed my habits in business. I'm seeing great results. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I'm so glad to hear that too. Can we be postponed? We already answered that one. I love Teamzy question. Should I have put all of your customers in first or should I have added them as I went? I would put them in. So I would put them on all at once. And there's videos in Teamzy Help Center on how to do bulk imports of your customers. So if you haven't already done that, I'd bulk import them all in right now. Okay. Great. Awesome testimonial for Pam. Already signed up for the next one. Awesome, Pam. Welcome. Welcome again. Can't wait to work with you again. What kind of daily time commitment is bootcamp outside of a power hour? Okay, great question. Zero. Zero outside of your power hour. Now, once a week, you're going to watch a training. The average training video is 23 minutes long, 16 minutes long, I think is the average. The longest one is 23 minutes. So once a week, you're going to watch a training video that's less than 25 minutes long. Okay. And then you're going to do your power hour and you're going to just check into the Facebook group. I know you're on Facebook, so it's not like it's a lot of time. You're going to check into the Facebook group. You're going to post that you did your power hour today. There's some accountability in there. You're going to just check in with what's going on there and check in with your success partners. Everything that you do in bootcamp is going to become part of your power hour. So at the end of 12 weeks, I want this to be the way you do your business, period. Does that make sense? I want you to continue doing what we're doing in bootcamp every day in your power hour. For bootcamp, do you meet weekly or more often than that? So we are in the Facebook group on a daily basis, just connecting in there, but we actually get together for a live Zoom call just once a month. So 3 times, okay, once a month. And again, we record those. So if it's a time where you can't make it, we record it and you can have the recording to it. Patrice says, I just signed up and can't wait for the call with my team. Awesome. I'm so excited that you signed up. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. Abby says, do you have a script for Corona related specifically? No, I don't have one in Teamzy, but I will tell you this, the regular Connect scripts work great. Okay. And if you want to just add a little sentence that says, how, instead of just, how are you? You can just change the sentence to, how are you and your family doing, in this challenging time? Are you guys safe? Just something simple. You just don't overthink it, right? You can just add a little bit. All right. Great value, Jason says. Okay, great. Going into the Q&A now. Awesome. Tina says, hi. Hi, Tina. Great. And we got Abby, same question. Carrie says, do you set aside a particular day to do all your follow-ups or do you do them daily? Okay, so that's a great question. And I think the best thing to do is just to get in the habit of doing it daily. Okay? It's part of your power hour is whoever's due today. Your follow-ups are due today. You're doing it. Now it needs to be daily too, because a lot of times you're following up like 2 days later, you're following up the next day, right? So if you only did it once a week, it would be a whole week would pass. So I would say do it daily. It's like working out. It's better to exercise 30 minutes a day than to exercise 4 hours on Saturdays, right? Anonymous says, I have a question all the way from Australia, but I need to hang up. Where can I ask as the Zoom will be finished? Well, she's probably already hung up. You could have asked here and then get the recording, but for anybody else who has that question, you can always, and you can't answer here, you can always just find me on Facebook and message me. It's fine. Holly says, I love the interface and the approach, the mindset, but how do you get a message out to many people at once, say an announcement with this program? I understand that one-to-many is not the intent of this program. How do you manage getting an announcement out to many people at once without having that as an option? Or how do you change the mindset that this is not a needed option? Okay, so here's the thing I will tell you. Obviously, I use blast email in my business, right? And I don't use Teamzy. I use MailChimp. I pay for that to do blast email. But in a situation, let's say Holly, that you have an event and you want to invite 50 people to the event. Let's say it's 100 people that you want to invite to the event. It's way more effective for you to individually message those 100 people and copy and paste it 100 times and spend 40 minutes doing that. It may take you a little more time, but you're going to get a much higher response rate that way. You're just going to get a much higher response rate. It's just something you need to know. An email blast typically gets 2 to 7% response, and a direct message gets 50 to 80% response. So it's, that's why we built Teamzy that way. It's not because we want to be annoying, but because we just want you to get the best response. Carol says, please share the verbiage again. Could you do me a favor? Okay, so it may not be word for word the same way because it never comes out twice the same way, but the way I would say it is something like this. Carol, could you do me a favor? If you come across somebody who needs help with this, whatever it is that you do, would you mind introducing us quickly so that I could get them some more information? Okay. Another way I might say it is, hey, Carol, if you come across anyone who needs help with this, could you connect us? Because I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can. Did you get that? Did you get that? Those are a couple of ways I would do it. What about this pandemic, Tracy asks. People don't have the money. Loved your beanstalk video today, but how do we approach people? So Tracy, you saw my story about the beanstalk. Okay, look, here's what I want you guys to understand. There are people right now who say they have no money because of the pandemic. Before there was a pandemic, people didn't have money for different reasons. It's not about not having the money. It's about not seeing the opportunity yet. Okay? It's about not seeing the opportunity yet. Is it true that people are out of work right now? Yes. Is it scary? Yeah. Is that any really different than other times? Not really. Okay? So we're not trying to push people into something they're not ready for. Now, ask questions, find out from them, no, I totally understand you're out of work, whatever. But if somebody is interested in learning more about the opportunity, then you can ask them, are you really interested in this opportunity? If money was no object, are you really interested in this opportunity? And if they're like, yeah, if money was no object, I'm really interested in the opportunity. I say, great, let's brainstorm on ways we can get you started, even though you don't have cash right now. Let's figure it out. What can we do? If people are tossing out that I don't have any money for the pandemic because they politely want to move on and not talk anymore about it, they weren't really interested. Does this make sense? So we have to use our discernment as we're talking to people to weed out the people who really are interested and the people who really aren't interested. There's plenty of people who are seeing the opportunity right now. Now, I talked about Jack and the Beanstalk on an earlier live, and that's what Tracy's talking about. Jack, we were all taught that Jack was irresponsible for trading the family cow for magic beans. Do you remember that? He was so irresponsible. How could he do that? But Jack understood. These are magic beans. Not everybody gets that. You're in the business of selling magic beans to people who can really change their life. Now, those beans, they were magic beans. They did grow a beanstalk. Jack did get a pot of gold at the end of that. Right? It wasn't irresponsible. He took a little risk to invest in his family. So just understand that. Look, just because one person says they don't have money doesn't mean the next person will. Okay? And don't buy into the hype about the pandemic is going away. It's going to go away. We're going to get back to normal. But what it has taught us is that people really value others who care for them, and that people really value having a little side stream of income. Because if you're relying on a job in a situation like this, it goes away. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Madison says, is the bootcamp something that stays on a profile to look back on, or is it a one-time training? Bootcamp has a start and an end date. It's a 12-week program, but we keep it open an additional 4 weeks. So you have it for 16 weeks. And then you do lose access to it, but you get to keep your workbooks and everything all filled out. The reason for this, Madison, is this. I don't want you signing up thinking you're going to get to it in 6 months. I want you to start with us on day one, which is the 27th of April, and be focused on week by week by week by week. Does this make sense? I want you to apply it. It's not just a class, it's an action step. That's why. Okay. Patrice says, I love Teamzy. Question: should I have put all of my customers in first? Oh, we answered that one already. She put it in both places. Allison says, what kind of daily time commitment outside of the power hour? So again, it's really just your power hour. There's a little bit of time. Once a month, we have a Zoom call, and just your quick training once a week. Cynthia says, is it a daily or a weekly? So again, bootcamp's 12 weeks. You're going to have a power hour that you do each day. We're going to help you with specific things to do in your power hour. We're going to add a little extra, but it's all stuff you can get done in that 1 hour. Okay. Sherry says, what is the discount? So the price for bootcamp, Sherry, is $297. $297 US. That's your tuition for bootcamp. And in addition to that, you need to have a Teamzy account, which I know you do, Sherry. You do have a Teamzy account. Okay. Avi says, I already purchased one of the trainings. Could I get a discount on the bootcamp? We don't actually offer a discount on the bootcamp, Avi. However, though, what's cool is once you've taken bootcamp, sometimes there's a discount on other trainings, but not the other way around. Honestly, you guys, I'll be completely honest with you. You're here with me this late into the thing. You guys like hearing what I think from my heart, but I will tell you this, like, I think the bootcamp is for the amount of value we pour into it, it's priced really low. It's priced really low. The first time when we made bootcamp, I priced it at $2,900. And the other, the rest of the Teamzy team, like beated me down to $297 because they felt like at that price it was really easy for people to afford. Michelle says, do you recommend power hour every day, 7 days a week? 5 days a week. 5 days a week. Now in boot camp, we do 6 days a week because it's like we're trying to create a lot of energy. But you don't need to do it 7 days a week, no. And the Teamzy goals are based on a 5-day-a-week goal. We just don't know which days you're doing, so it's always there. Okay. Chris says, many on my list are family members. How do you approach them? The same way, just focus on the relationship, focus on building trust. Sometimes, Chris, the family members take the longest because, I don't know, just because they know you as a family member and they don't know you as a professional. So sometimes it just takes a little time. Just stay in touch with them, keep letting them know, and keep planting seeds with them. Over time, that trust will happen and all of your family will end up doing it with you. It just works that way. Marcy says, I haven't used Teamzy yet and don't work so well with online programs, so I feel a little intimidated to make this investment. And I don't have a team yet apart from my upline, although my biz is direct marketing. What do you advise for setting up my schedule to succeed with this, with or without bootcamp? So Marcy, that's a great question. We've made Teamzy as simple as possible, but some people still struggle with the idea of technology or getting set up. So I want you to understand, we have an amazing professional team at Teamzy who can walk you through it. We have everything set up in Teamzy for those self-service people, videos and FAQs, but we have live people. You can set up an appointment with one of our team on Zoom, and they can get everything set up for you. You don't really even have to learn how to do it. The setup part, we can do that for you. So you can set up a one-on-one Zoom with somebody. You can give them permission to push buttons on your computer. They can set it up for you. So we've helped people who can't even turn on their phones use Teamzy. So once you get over that piece, we'll help you feel comfortable with the technology, and then it just becomes second nature. So I encourage you to check it out. Go to teamzy.com, check it out right now. Start a free trial right now to tool around a little bit with it. You've got a little bit of time to sign up for bootcamp, but here's what I will tell you is we're not going to let you fail. We're not going to let you fail. As long as you show up and put your hand up and say, I need help, we're going to help you. Allison says, I need to hang up, but I've signed up and looking forward to this opportunity. Okay, Allison, I know you're not here, but thank you. We're excited to help you and to be working with you. I'll listen later for this answer, but is this something I begin to go through immediately, or will there be an email that tells me how and when to begin? After I paid, I immediately saw videos available to watch. Yeah, so that email kind of gives you just a little bit of what to do. But basically, Allison, or anybody buying this, here's what you got to do. As soon as you purchase in Teamzy, now if you've never used Teamzy before, We always give everybody a 30-day free trial of Teamzy. So if you purchase Bootcamp today, we won't even charge you for the first 30 days of Teamzy. You get that part free, and then you'll start paying for that 30 days in. But as soon as you get into your Teamzy account, you're going to see on the left-hand side, Teamzy University. That's where all of our learning courses are. So you're going to click into Teamzy University, Allison, and scroll down to Bootcamp, and you'll be able to log in, click on that. It takes you into the Bootcamp program. And there you'll see a video from me telling you what to do to get set up. And there's also a link to join our Facebook group. Once you're in the Facebook group, that's where I communicate with you everything that you need to do in Bootcamp. It's going to work out great. So we're excited to have you, Allison. Madison, are the workbooks digital or print offs? They're both. They're digital workbooks that you can print off. How's that? Okay. Marcy says, is there any guarantee for Bootcamp or a money back cancellation process, policy? Here's what I'll tell you, Marcy. We actually have the opposite policy. The opposite policy is there's no refunds for Bootcamp, because we want you to be committed before you do it. However, here's what I'll tell you. I'll give you your money back if you don't get value from it. No problem. Okay, you've got me on recording saying that. So the policy is no refunds, but I'll give you your money back if you don't find value in it. Absolutely. Amy says, I use Teamzy on my laptop, but I have it on my phone. Is it easy to copy and paste from Teamzy on my phone to Facebook Messenger? Super easy. Yep, it's super easy to do on your phone. In fact, most people do use the mobile website to do that. So just try it out. So what you want to do, Amy, is just toggle back and forth. You just like, if you have an iPhone like I do, you'll toggle between Safari and Facebook Messenger. Okay. Don't go back to your dashboard and hit the Teamzy icon every time. Just toggle back and forth between the apps. It works great. Okay. Marcy says, wow, is that setup Zoom support for Bootcamp only? No, it's not. It's for anyone who uses Teamzy. Anyone who uses Teamzy can do that. As soon as you're logged into Teamzy, it'll say at the top, schedule a one-on-one, click it. Okay, schedule a one-on-one, click it. And that'll send you a link to a calendar. You pick a time, somebody will show up to help you. I would like that team private bonus. You said that is only good for buying now before the end of the call. Yeah, get on here. We're getting near the end. Marcy, I'm near the end. So it's all good though. If you get into Bootcamp, Marcy, we'll get you that call. Okay. Anonymous. What if I have exhausted my warm market and need to tap into my cold market? Will this Bootcamp help me do that? Okay. Wow. Finished. My last question is a great one. I don't believe you can exhaust a warm market. And if you go on my YouTube channel, the Teamzy YouTube channel, you'll find multiple videos of me talking about this. I think it's crazy to think that you can exhaust a warm market. Now, could you have alienated them by cold messaging them? Could you have gotten a lot of no's because you did that? Sure. So what you're going to have to do, in fact, this is one of the weeks in Bootcamp, we focus on re-engaging the warm market that you have blasted in the past. But what you should need to do is re-engage them. The people who know you in your warm market who have said no to you are still better than cold market because they know you. So just re-engage them. How are you guys doing? How's everything going? How are you doing with sheltering at home? Just re-engage in conversation. Okay. And if you need to, if you've come on too strong in the past, just apologize. Just let them know, hey, I know I've come on strong about my business in the past. I'm sorry I did that. I was just really excited. I just want you to know that our relationship's important to me, and that's more important than you buying something from me. I just wanted to check in. How are you guys and the kids? So that's the first piece, Anonymous. You can't exhaust your warm market. Okay. And if you disagree with that concept, you probably won't be a good fit for Bootcamp. Will we help you with cold market? Yeah, because what we're going to teach you how to do is how to build trust with people online. And with cold market, you have to build trust. You're starting from zero and you've got to build trust over time. So it's about how to invest in those relationships and build trust over time. You absolutely can do it. You absolutely can do it. But it's just a different way of looking at how you're building those relationships. Instead of looking at people for whether or not they're interested in buying, you're looking for people who are interested in having a relationship. Okay. Thank you, Marcy, your doll too. Jackie says, hi, Eric. I just signed up and recently subscribed to Teamzy, slowly setting it up. Looking forward to the bootcamp. Awesome, Jackie. Welcome to bootcamp. It's going to be fun. Okay, what's the link again? I'm ready to get organized. It's teamzy.com/bootcamp. Let's see here. I've got it on my screen, I think. Hold on. Let me throw it up on the screen one last time for you guys. Here we go. Teamzy.com/bootcamp. Okay, Teamzy.com/bootcamp. And if you're a Teamzy member, there should be a link on your dashboard right now that popped today that you can just click to get into bootcamp too. Teamzy.com/bootcamp to sign up. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to get this replay up on YouTube and email it out to everyone who was registered. You'll get it here probably tonight. You'll get it, the replay. Share it with your team. Bootcamp registration closes next Monday. What is that? I think it's the 20th. Next Monday, the 20th, it closes. So they got to be registered before the 20th. Okay. Otherwise they have to wait 3 months. And where could we be 3 months from now if you were in bootcamp? So make sure that you share it, let people know that it's there. Hopefully it brings a lot of value. I appreciate you guys spending some time with me tonight while I share my heart with you, my passion, and we'll see you in bootcamp. God bless you. Take care. Have a great night.